If we don't get transphobic, I'll be very impressed. And welcome along to the Inside Vacuum Podcast, your weekly guide to coughing, noises, and poor starts. My name's Josh, which was the story of my season. I'm in charge of a team. Hi, Tim.
Hi, sorry. As soon as we started, Pietro put on some novelty glasses. And I don't think anyone's ever looked so ridiculous. I've never seen you in glasses, I don't think, ever.
I think that's what therapy
Josh,
is.
you've been emotionally paused for about 13 years.
Speaking of putting things inside you, Tim, what are you drinking?
Well, I was enjoying Tropical Blast, zero sugar, and also the residual milk at the end of a bowl of Cookie Crisp.
Beautiful. Piet, what are you drinking?
It's weird to me that you can mix those two. I am drinking black coffee.
Beautiful. And as is tradition, I am drinking water. And that was, what are you drinking?
Oh. Pierre, I did believe you when you said you're drinking black coffee. You don't need to prove that.
I feel like I need to make use of the fact that I'm recording the video portion of our podcast. Anyway,
Thanks.
Tim, how are you doing? Are you well?
How am I doing? Yeah. You?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
I don't have amazing anecdotes for you this week.
Oh,
that's a shame. I mean,
I'm
not going to have any, but that's not really my role.
We had our sun measured. As you do.
As in our sun, as in the sun of the earth, our sun collectively, or specifically Raphael?
My son specifically, Raphael. He is large.
He is.
He's 7.4 kilos, which you knew, I think. I think I'd share that information with you already. But I did something that I know Josh will appreciate. I plotted his growth at a 10-year pace.
What's he on pace for?
He is on pace to be heavier than me by the time he's 5.5 years old.
Oh, it's potentially the first time I've ever been on board with that stat.
So if he continues at his current pace, he will be 102 kilos, which is a kilo heavier than me, when he is just over 5.5 years old.
I've always said Rafi's first quarter is very similar to Derek Henry's this week.
What's the next section, Josh?
The next section is JVT.
And today on JVT, I'm excited to announce what I think is the best JVT yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have both of you click the link that I have just pasted into the chat. And what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, Josh and Tim are going to draft a team, a starting 9, from the positions they would be drafting from if we ended the season now. So currently, where are you both in the league standings? I believe Josh is second.
And I am 4th.
And you are 4th, so you will be drafting Josh will be drafting at the 11th spot and Tim at the 9th spot. So please hop in. I'm going to move this up so that everyone can see it.
This is very exciting.
This is ridiculous.
I'm clicking join draft and it needs me to log in.
Okay. We're just going to draft the first. We have 9 starting spots. That's correct, isn't it?
No idea. Sure.
Well, QB, wide receivers.
I can count them.
8, 9, including defense.
We won't draft the defense, so we'll draft the first 8 rounds. The CPU will draft the rest of the picks. I will do a very quick narration of them as they go through them, and then once we've reached 8 rounds, I won't award you points. We'll put it to the league, and they will vote for whoever has the best team, and you will get points.
Is this the best team for next season? Sorry, or for now?
This is just the team people like the most.
Okay.
So you can justify as you pick. You can say, I think he's on a hot streak, or I think he's going to be good next season. But the purpose of this is for you to gain votes with the people. So please do pander, and you, the loyal listeners, will vote. And so if the vote is 4-6 or whatever, that's how the points will be allocated. Okay?
Can I select my keeper?
No keepers. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Begin draft. Confirm. Okay. At 101, it's CMC. Then it's Zeke. straight to Dalvin Cook, then Saquon, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Derrick Henry, and then at the 109, who is available to you, Tim? Why don't you talk us through it?
Available to me, Joe
I feel like-
Mixon,
yeah.
Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, Nick
I
Chubb.
mean, everyone apart from the people who've been picked, I guess, is the
Yeah.
answer.
And looking at those people, you've got to go running back heavy at this point. Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, and Miles Sanders are the options. And Aaron Jones, I suppose. Out of those, the one who is most consistent, I feel, and the best talent and in the best situation for the running game, here I would be happy to take Nick Chubb.
Brilliant. Please do that then. Oh, it's put me in the draft. When did that happen?
What?
I think because you made the draft.
I didn't choose a spot. It must have put me in. I'm just going to draft the player at the top of the ADP then.
Great.
I'm
Sure.
going to draft Joe Mixon. There we go.
I'm going to draft Josh Jacobs.
There we go. And then at the 10, it's Julie from HR, then Tyreek out on the other end of the turn, and then it's Josh's pick again.
I'm going to pick...
Is it a receiver?
I have had success with going running back and receiver at this position, so I am going to pick Devontae Adams.
I'm going to pick, as the ADP dictates, which is DeAndre Hopkins. I'm essentially just being a CPU at this point because I'd intended for the CPU to be in here, and I'm obviously not very good at not clicking on things. Tim, you're up.
I like to go double running back unless someone really good at wide receiver falls to me at this point, and with literally 5 receivers already gone, I would definitely be looking at running back here because that top tier wide receiver has gone, and it's going to be Aaron Jones or Austin Eckler at this point. Aaron Jones, we don't know what team he's going to be with next year because his deal with the Packers is coming to an end, whereas Austin Eckler is the number 1 back and target hog for Justin Herbert at this point, who will be going into his second year. So I'm going to take Austin Eckler.
Love that. After that, at the 2-5 goes Chris Godwin, then Miles Sanders, Aaron Jones, then Patrick Mahomes, forced quarterback off the board with the 8th round of the second pick. Then it's Mike Evans, Kelsey, Golladay, and then on the turn, Kenyon Drake, Chris Carson, back to Lev Bell. That's a bit of a throwback. And then with the 3-3, it's Adam Thielen, then George Kittle, Lenny, who can be interesting, apparently, Amari Cooper at the 3-6, Cooper Kupp, James Conner at the 3.8, and then it's Tim's pick with the 9th pick of the 3rd round. Who are you after?
Well, I'm actually going to scroll down quite a bit here. If in our actual draft next year, this player is still available at the back of a 3rd, I would take him in an instant. DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, very nice.
Not that he will be.
Not that he will be, but we're going with the CPU. The CPU wants me to pick Todd Gurley of all people, so there we go. Let's have that. Josh, it is now your pick.
Right, I've backed myself into a corner because I've gone running back, wide receiver, and therefore I realistically need myself
Well, we know you're going to be trading with team number the 5th team so that you can get yourself some Leonard Fournette.
Exactly. So I'm going to need...
Josh, can Team 5 interest you in Lenny Fournette?
I'm going to need a running back realistically, and actually even the wide receivers aren't very good at this point. So I am not going to pick David Johnson because he's not that good. Melvin Gordon hasn't done much this season. Jonathan Taylor, oh God, this is garbage. Because he's had a good week literally this week, David Montgomery.
Not bad. He gets lots of carries, lots of opportunity. Then David Johnson, who I think was probably a better pick. And then Lamar Jackson, second quarterback off the board, goes at the first pick of the 4th round. Josh, you are up once again.
And because I have got a blind spot for Chicago wide receivers because they're a boring team and I don't care.
That's a good analysis, and I'm on board with it.
But I feel like, having no knowledge of him, that Allen Robinson would be a solid 2.
Wonderful.
Well, depending where he goes, it could be very
good.
good.
Demands that I dictate that I pick Melvin Gordon, so I'll do as the computer demands. So that's that pick. And then it's Tim, the computer suggesting you pick Juju. Again, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. I mean, at receiver, players like AJ Brown, Tyler Lockett is there, but I've taken DK Metcalf. Keenan Allen is there, but I've taken Austin Eckler. I would happily have AJ Brown at this point.
Wonderful. Then it's Mark Ingram, Robert Woods, then Juju, and then it's OBJ with a 4.8. Again, got to allow for the computer. Jonathan Taylor goes next. Then it's Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, Devin Singletary, and then a couple of tight ends to begin the fifth. Zach Ertz and Mark Andrews, T.Y. Hilton, Russell Wilson, the third quarterback. Then it's Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, and then a run on quarterbacks with Dak, who maybe will even be back next year, and then Deshaun Watson with the 8th pick of the 5th round, and then it's Tim to pick once again.
Pierre, are you going to be voting for your favourite team? Are you going to be part of the vote?
Of course, my vote will count for 5. So please pick all Packers.
I picked Antonio Gibson.
Of course. Well, good. Antonio Gibson will not be available to you there because he might be someone's keeper, but he is obviously excellent. He is currently, weekly update on where Antonio Gibson is. He's currently the running back 5 in our league. So there you go. What excellent value there. Quality work there. Tim, then it's my turn, and the computer dictates that I pick DJ Chark, which is lovely because I think he's brilliant.
Your team is interesting.
So yeah, I'm split at running back and wide receiver with Jacobs, Adams, Montgomery, and Allen Robinson. Don't love that, but is
doubled up on Chicago.
There's a lot of good value here, so I am going to pick up wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs.
Very nice, good pick there. Then Raheem Mostert and Terry McLaurin goes to the 12th team on the turn. Nice value there for those picks for that computer. That computer team is doing very well. Then it is Josh once again. Who's your pick? I hear the wide receiver 1 for Cincinnati is still available.
It has not loaded for me at this time. Still saying 2 picks till my turn. Shall I reload?
Yeah, reload it or hop out and hop back in. That normally fixes it.
There we go. So they picked, Raheem Mostert and Terry McLaurin. And then to balance out my team, I'm going to go for someone who was offered to me in a trade this season. I said no, it went well, but only because he got injured. And therefore, I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift.
Very nice. And then it is me, and the computer dictates that I pick Kyler Murray. Not a bad pick in the 6th round. It is then Tim to pick.
So I'm going to take a third receiver here as I have 3 running backs. A very, very good rookie wide receiver who will get Dak Prescott back next season. CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. And then also, it's the bit that I narrate. So I'm going to do that very quickly. Then after that is Cortland Sutton, Kareem Hunt goes, then Gronk, middle of the 6th round. Marquise Brown, that's Hollywood, for those of you uninitiated as to his real name. Devontae Parker, AJ Green, Cam Akers in the 6th round. That's very late for Cam Akers. I hear he's very good. Then on the turn we have Brandon Cooks and then Deebo Samuel to start the 7th. Michael Gallup, Jordan Howard, Ronald Jones, affectionately known as Rojo, Darren Waller, who is a tight end, Marlon Mack, who doesn't exist anymore, and then Julian Edelman and J.K. Dobbins, and then it is Tim's turn.
It is. And I'm going to take...
Bear in mind, we need you to field a complete team, gentlemen.
Yeah, so the QB1 of the season 2021.
Justin Herbert, very good value there at the end of the 7th round-ish. And then it is my turn, and the computer dictates that I have to pick Evan Engram. So there it is, Evan Engram, with the 7-10, and then with the 7-11, famously also a shop. Josh, what's your pick?
Aaron Rodgers, obviously.
Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT, so good work there. And then the team on the turn takes Pill, Fuller, and Jarvis Landry. And then it is once again Josh's turn to round out your team. With the 8th pick, you have to take a tight end.
And I am going to pick...
We're doing 9 picks, right?
No, we're not starting a defense.
Okay.
So I will pick at tight end because he's generally he's generally quite consistent. I'm going to go with Hunter Henry.
I am allowed to pick Tyler Boyd because I've already got a quarterback and a wide receiver. So that's what a quarterback and a tight end. So that's what I'm going to pick. That is what the CPU dictates. Tim, who's your tight end?
Tight end 3 on the season this year, who is in his 2nd season and should only improve, TJ Hockenson.
That was the incorrect pick. You should have picked Big Bob Tonyan. The picks are continuing, but I'm going to pause the draft because I don't care. For those of you who are watching on video, here is the draft board in its totality. I will also take a quick screenshot of it to share in the league chat if that's necessary. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our draft. How do you boys feel about your teams? Just to recap for you audio-only listeners, Tim has Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, CD Lamb, Justin Herbert behind centre, and TJ Hawkinson at tight end. Josh, meanwhile, has got Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift at running back, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, Stephon Diggs at receiver, and then at tight end he's got Hunter Henry, and under centre, of course, the one and only Aaron Rodgers. I'm disappointed, Tim, that you didn't pick him.
Well, what I do like about my team is that 50% of my players, their first name is just letters. TJ, CD, AJ, DK.
That's very good. Tim, it might arguably be said that all names are just letters, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at. Excellent analysis of your team. Josh, how do you feel about your team?
It's hot trash.
My team's great.
Six of your 8 picks are from the NFC North.
That's true. Stephon Diggs in the 5th round is excellent value because that's where he'll go next season because he's a keeper. So I'm quite happy with him, Allen Robinson, and Devontae Adams, and actually not that bothered. Josh Jacobs, Montgomery, not huge on that, and DeAndre Swift. I feel like, as with any mock draft, which is why I don't do them anymore, it is unrealistically good.
Yes, obviously the ADP calculator has not updated since drafting season, so we've had to take that in our stride. I hadn't accounted for that. I thought it would be adjusting it on the fly for points. Don't know why I thought that, but here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, please vote in the chat. Make it clear who you're voting for. You get 1 vote each. If anyone tries to vote more than once, I will stop the count, and we will see how the points rack up at the beginning of next week's JVT. Gentlemen, thank you very much. For
Thank
Josh
you.
and Tim, I've been Piet. This
fun.
has been JVT. Back to the main show.